Hilfiger. Nigga. This is the Star Report Thursday early edition. Welcome aboard. All right, we've got some things to comb through, and I've had some time to do some research pertaining to the main topic we're going to discuss and the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas, at the elementary school. Condolences to the family, anybody connected to that horror. But I want to dig a little deeper. As of today, the Senate Republicans have blocked a domestic terrorism bill. What are your thoughts? We'll break it down in layman's terms, but for those of you who want to go a little deeper, pause. Feel free to call in. I think we have to look at both sides. If you're new to the show, I am an independent voter. I have a lengthy voting record. I usually vote conservative. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Republican. But I don't align myself with the Democratic model. I don't want handouts. I don't come from that type of background, respectfully to those of you who do. But as of today, the bill has been blocked by the GOP, Republicans. Okay, let me just read something here from one of my sources. This is thehill.com. Senate Republicans on Thursday blocked a domestic terrorism bill the House passed earlier this month in response to a racist mass shooting in Buffalo, New York. Okay, Republicans say that there are plenty of laws in existence already that prosecute white supremacists, and the current bill would give too much power to the Justice Department. Now, as of 9/11, the Patriot Act, for those of you who do know this, and we've discussed this before, gave the government the right to go into your home when you're not there and search your home and not even tell you. Since 9/11, when the Twin Towers went down, the Patriot Act allowed them to do that. They can search your home, monitor shit, whatever they feel the need to do. So it's deeper than just, gun reform, gun restrictions. I'm a gun owner, a licensed gun carrier. I'm a gun enthusiast for the most part, but I try not to talk about guns and firearms and things like that, because sometimes it can be boasting and bragging, and I've been in a couple of shootouts on record. And the last two times when I stood in front of a judge and I'm explaining things, I had to give valid reasons. I had to describe why I shot first and things of that nature. So yes, I don't talk about guns and stuff like that because, again, it can come back to haunt you. But I am not in favor of taking guns away from Americans. And that's the catch-22 here. That's the clusterfuck of sorts, and I'm sure most of you know this. If you start taking guns out of the home, then what? That's when the race soldiers come in. Let's keep it real, folks. This is America. I don't support tribalism. I am an objectivist from the school of Ayn Rand. But we have to understand where we live. This is America. You do get profiled. You do get marginalized. Not that should be a hindrance to you evolving, but that's the reality of America. So I'm not in favor of guns being taken out of the home. I don't like the fact that younger people can get a hold of an AR-15. Anybody, let me just say, under 25, you don't need that much stopping power, in my opinion. Unless you're in the military or law enforcement, you don't need an AR-15. Now, I'm 58 years of age. If you're new to the show, I ride around with the AR-15. 3 magazines, 90 rounds. It's not that I want to stunt in front, but, I'm out here amongst the savages, the animals. So I have to deal with them in a manner that they understand. If you come at me, I'm dumping fast. I'm too old to tussle with you. I'm just going to start dumping, and I always travel by myself because I've learned when you're in front of that judge, it's better to say, I was all alone, Your Honor. I wasn't with 5 or 6 niggas. I don't have a team, a posse. They ran down, thus the reason why I shot everybody, including my date. I thought the bitch tried to set me up. Yes, I shot my date, Your Honor. Anyway, so that's what we're going to be talking about. Also, let me just say, with regards to the tragedy in Uvalde, Texas, the alleged shooter, Salvador Ramos, someone who currently goes to Uvalde High School, his name is Ivan Arellano, if I said that right, Arellano, did an interview. He said, I want to get something straight now. Salvador, who he knew very well, was not bullied. So let's stop all this. Oh, this is what happens when people get bullied. Ivan, again, from Uvalde High School in Texas, said he knew him very well. He said he actually used to go to the parks and pick fights with people. He used to kill animals. He was on that weirdo shit. So I just want to say that early. This guy, Salvador Ramos, and I have new information here that says he reportedly detailed his plans minutes before doing his dirty work on Facebook. Now, you guys can chime in with regards to other details. I mean, we've been seeing different stories and, law enforcement giving their side of things 40 minutes before they entered the elementary school. I find that to be odd. Somebody shooting, get in there. You're law enforcement. Get in there. Take a slug in the mug. Get in there. All right, let me just make sure everything is working here. Did I say Hilfiger yet? Got that lime on. Oh, shit. Huh? Troll babies, pardon me. Good afternoon. How you guys doing, huh? Yeah, I was at the gym this morning, banging the steel. Sipping a protein shake right now. And I've got some fancy ass, what is this? Path water. Is this that alkaline shit Brother Polite and the rest of those woke niggas be talking about? I don't know. Hey, Deeds. I see Deeds in the live chat promoting the Spotify page. Yes, folks, make sure you subscribe to the Spotify page. Okay, also on my screen, my showrunner. Give me some time. I want to lay this out. When did this track come out? We Cry Together featuring Taylor Page. When did this track come out? Let me say right now. Fire! Fire! I might be late. I don't know. This is part of Kendrick Lamar's new project, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. Available now. I've never been a big Kendrick Lamar supporter, not because of anything other than the fact that I'm an older man. I don't, if you're not talking about bang, bang, shoot 'em up, nigga, die slow, I'm like, okay, I'll get to your stuff when I find the time. But this track with Taylor Page, Troll Babies, do you know about this song? Fire. Here's my question for those of you who know this song. My question, did Kendrick Lamar write Taylor Page's verses? Sounds like something he would write. Call in, chime in if you like. Kids, I'm so old and I'm proud of my age, proud of my generation. This song, which I think I might be jumping out the window a little too fast here. It's like, well, let me just say, I think it could be, or has the potential of being, a monumental song. That's beyond a classic. I'm so old, I was at Madison Square Garden in 1982. The Street Songs tour. My nigga Rick James on the stage, Tina Marie, Stone City Band, and they were doing the monumental song from that period, Fire, Baby, Fire and Desire. Can I make a correlation to the two, or am I just fucking insane? This song has that type of appeal to me. I don't know about its impact. Right now it has over 4 million views, 168,000 thumbs up. I mean, I don't know about those numbers, but it just, man, well, first of all, I think it connects to relationships of today. You know, he's screaming, fuck you, bitch. She's screaming, fuck you, nigga, yada, yada. Just black love. Now, I could never see myself in a relationship like that, you know. But I like her voice. She's got that raspy effect. And I saw part of a movie that she was in. Hold on a second. Zola, which came out in 2020. I saw that on the Free Movie website. Zola, she's got some acting skills. Is she the new it girl? How did she wind up on his track? All right, chime in. I want your opinion. Trolling on the RVA, I saw you, sir, in the live chat. Salute to you. Do you want to call in, do some promotion? Okay, and a few other folks I'm going to bring you in shortly to talk about where we are, this reality, this tragedy that happened in Uvalde, Texas, and some other things as well. Okay, let me just get my notes together here so I'm not doing too much this afternoon. Dimpzilla, I see you tapping in, sir. Thank you so much. Dimpzilla says, when Star dies, I-M-A, claim I gave him 300. Oh, you talking about my nigga Steve the Dean. Yo, I should text him now and say, Steve, you want to call in and double down? Blade, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in early. Blade says it's only terrorism when Arabs or black identity extremists do it. When the Irish send support for the IRA, and when the Jews were sending support to this. Oh, okay, so you're going there. Let's slow this down. This is a Jew Network, the Star Report. But thank you for your donation. Okay, and Blade says Star's hat supports terrorism. Thank you, Blade. All right, guys, I'm coming to the phones. Give me a second. I got so many notes on my desk. Yeah, we'll get to Ray Liotta. What are you niggas? Yo, R.I.P. He didn't give a fuck about you. He was 67, recently died, from Newark, New Jersey, born and raised. He was great actor. Let me just say that, great actor. Okay, R.I.P. Let me just bring it down a few notches. R.I.P. I'm not going to tell you no old stories. He's out of here. He leaves behind a fiance. I think he adopted a child, and he had another child. R.I.P., okay? R.I.P., R.I.P. I want to talk about gun reform, monkeypox, and other things. Well, calling here, cape him for a crack of this dead, okay? Please don't do that. All right, thank you, Blade. And let me just, one more before I go to the phone lines. Daryl, I got your donation. Okay, he wants to talk greasy. About females, Daryl, sit tight. I'm coming to you. Let me just bring in area code 585. Early, 585. Good afternoon. Are you there? 585.
Yo, Star, what's up?
Yeah, what's up, man? Talking about the topic. Are you at the speed? GOP has blocked the domestic terrorism bill.
Yeah, I think, man, a lot of people need to realize that the world we live in, especially the United States, man, this is a commodity. This is not a country. All of us in this country is commodity. You know what I'm saying? So they hype the people up to distract you with the shooting, talking about coming out with this bill. Hype people up. As you know, smart individual you are. Other shit going on. Excuse my language. Other things going on in the world, and now you have a week later after the mass shooting or whatever the case may be, they call the terrorist bill to be off. So you're going to get all the liberals to go crazy and try to start distorting stuff across the country. It's just a game in the book. Chess move.
You sound like a thinking nigga. Stay with me. How old are you, sir? How old are you?
Mid-30s.
Okay. Of course, condolences to the families. I felt that shit, man, with those babies, children being killed. But we live in America. You know, we gained we gained control of this land. We took it. We are the colonizers, the thieves, the murderers. That's who we are. You know, we are racist as a nation. Not everybody's prejudiced, but I say we're all racist. It's a gimme. I want more than you. Land of consumerism. You know, it's a niggas die every day. B, yes? No?
100%, man. I agree with you. I agree with you on the fact that we are racist. I don't care who you are, man.
Yeah.
You racist. Me personally, I'll tell you this much. I'm FBA. I come from the black descent.
Okay.
And I'll tell you this much. I don't think white people are the most racist on this planet. I think Hispanic, number one. They think they're above everybody.
Let's go.
They think they're above everybody. Whoever noticed, I'm pretty sure you say you moved from Jersey to New York, so you grew up in the hood. You know what it is. Man,
I grew up in New Jersey, a swimming pool in the backyard. I grew up very well. But when I moved to New York, I was slumming by choice. Go ahead.
Right. And I'm saying during them times, I'm pretty sure you can relate, or you know, a Spanish chick bring home a brother, the parents looking like, you know what I'm saying? They even bring home a white individual, the parents looking like, okay, you did a little better, but that ain't us. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't just all white people. Like you saying, we all racist.
Yeah.
We all.
If you ask me, black people are the most racist on the planet. If you ask me.
I don't think so.
Well,
I don't think so, man. We definitely racist too, man. I'll tell you this much.
Well, hang on a second. Let me just throw something at you real quick, you know. Never mind all that Neely Fuller stuff. Racism is a system. Black people can't be racist. That's bullshit. Black people have had their own systems within place since they've been here in America. Field niggers, house niggers, sororities, fraternities, brown paper bag tests, and all sorts of shit. Black people are racist. Yeah, listen, I know where I stand with Whitey, but niggers, you know, I grip up every day because you never know when somebody might try and pop my fucking top over some bullshit pretending to be my brother. Go ahead.
Hey, man, listen, I'm on that same type of timing, man. You don't trust nobody, man. As soon as you trust the individual, especially the one who you looking at, this my people, you're going to be laid on the pavement sleep. So
yeah. Have you called the police on a black person in the last year? Keep it real.
Nah, man. Nah, it ain't my type of game, man.
Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate the call. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
You already know, stay up.
Yeah. I called police on some niggas last month. I'm sitting in the fucking Wendy's parking lot eating my goddamn breakfast. Some nigga just doing too much, you know. And I looked over at the goddamn windshield. The car was from out of state. It wasn't Georgia. And I saw that the goddamn inspection sticker had expired. I just didn't like the nigga's vibe. You know, I'm in Woodstock, GA. I'm not hiding. I said the inspection sticker is expired. This nigga's fumbling around in the fucking the trunk of the car. The bitch, she's in the front seat. She's screaming and barking. I said, what are they up to? I called 911. You know, come check these niggas out. Ricardo, got your donation. Kendrick's song is similar to RZA's Domestic Violence. And where is the Batman review? All right, thank you, Ricardo, for your donation. I didn't finish watching Batman with Robert Pattinson and what is her name? The young lady, Lenny Kravitz is her father. I know her father and her mother, Lisa Bonet. What is her? She's a good actress. I just thought it was too. He looked dirty. He looked like a Caucasian who's either got a fucking what do you call it? Shingles or lice. The cowl looked crazy. I said, what is this shit? I didn't finish watching it, man, to be honest with you. But thank you for your donation. And Brooklyn Honcho, I just quit my job today. I need a star show tonight. Okay, well, sit tight. We'll see how it goes. Okay, but I thank you for your donation. Area code 201. Good afternoon. Is that Daryl?
1212 grand finale in the building.
Hey, what's up, man? How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. How about yourself?
Good. Hold on 1 second because Daryl sent in some Skrilla. Let me just make sure I get him on the line. Daryl, is that you, 201? Daryl. Daryl?
Yes, hello, Star. Can you hear me?
Okay, are you Daryl or no? Because I'm looking for 201, Daryl.
Yes, I'm Daryl. I'm 201.
Okay,
Daryl.
sit tight. I'll be right back. Sit tight. Okay. All right. Grand finale, how are you, man? You have the floor.
I'm good. Yeah. So just going back to the topic you were discussing regarding the domestic terrorism bill. I agree. Unfortunately, we live in the days and times where a crisis is never wasted, right? So 9/11 is such a crisis where people felt comfortable sacrificing their security for safety, right? And so every time we have, tragic situations like this, it's the most vulnerable time for lawmakers to strike, most likely Democrats and people who are on the left who want government to have as much control as possible. Never mind the fact that like you said, there are enough laws on the books regarding terrorism as it stands, but it's always like, let's encroach more and more as we can, as much as we can on people's civil liberties so that they'll feel better. And this is another such occurrence or instance where this applies, right? Like yourself, I own, guns as well. And the last thing I want to see are more laws passed, because what's going to happen is we're going to have a situation called the camel's nose under the tent, where little by little, our rights, our Second Amendment rights, are going to be slowly eroded away to the point where we are defenseless, and we're going to end up like Australia and China, where these past few years with the COVID lockdowns have allowed governments to impose their will on the citizens because they know they can't fight back.
Right. Yeah. Hang on a second, grand finale. Folks, on the screen, Ray Liotta from Goodfellas and other films. He's dead if you want to chime in. That's just one of these showrunners. Okay, so grand finale. What happened in Uvalde, Texas, tragic, sad. And I've been doing as much research as I can, but, I think this is the 27th school shooting in America since January, if my information is correct. And, something has to be done, but at the same time, I can't support, taking the guns away, getting them off the street. That's a hustle. Some people, we're doing the gun drive and yada, yada. That's a hustle within itself. There has to be some type of policy, but I just don't know what, because we have certain laws by way of the Constitution that we have to keep, and we have to figure out other ways. Would it be crazy to say that some of these schools should be soliciting, GoFundMe money for people to donate for private security? We're always donating to something in this goddamn country. What do you think about that? Donate to such and such a school. It's in rural Pennsylvania, a small town in West Bubblefuck, so that security can be paid for. What do you think about that?
Well, I don't believe that any tragedy or that this tragedy nullifies our, Second Amendment rights. So regardless of how horrific. Now, I will say that we defend banks, politicians, judges, venues, arenas. We defend all of those with guns. Yeah. We have no problem with that at all. Yeah. Yet our schools, only defense are signs that say this is a gun-free zone and guns aren't allowed on the premises, right? These are your most valued or most valuable assets, which is, the children, right? People's children and our future. But we shouldn't defend them with arms, but yet we find that it's okay to defend various other establishments with firearms. And so so people really need to understand where their priorities lie. Yeah. Okay. But nobody wants to do that. No one wants to hold the mirror up to themselves and say, you know what, maybe I'm to blame in that I'm putting too much emphasis on the wrong things.
Right.
So I definitely support, and you also have to think about this. Of all the shootings that you mentioned, whether they're in theaters, supermarkets, in Buffalo, or what have you, there's a common thread here, which is shooters go where they know they will meet the least resistance.
Right.
They know where they're not going to get shot.
Right.
Why anyone cannot figure this out is beyond me.
Yeah.
So instead of talking about taking away everyone's guns, which is a pure fantasy, let's just focus on protecting the places that we already know are vulnerable and just ensuring them and tightening up their security.
Yeah. Grand finale, I have to take more calls, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
All right, man. Peace.
Yes, sir. Okay. Something else I want to put on the table here. Guys, I'm all over the place, as you know. When I do research, I'm pondering certain things, mentally massaging things that I've known from the past, having done media over the years. Hold on a second. Sit tight. I remember, now this might be reaching, suicide in Japan. There's different levels of suicide, whether it's seppuku or other things. There was a point, I think it was in early 2000s, somewhere, I could be wrong on the period, where if someone jumped on the train tracks, to kill themselves during rush hour, the government could sue your remaining family members. Anybody know what I'm talking about? If you jump on the train tracks and you slow down production, the government can sue your family because you're slowing down productivity. Should we do something like that here? If your child or whoever shoots up a goddamn school, you go to jail, we take your home, and we just take everything you have. Yeah, someone please check on that law for me. I remember that like it was yesterday. I just don't remember the goddamn year. Yeah, you jump on the train tracks to kill yourself. You know, death before dishonor. I've shamed my family. I'm not making enough money. I'm going to kill myself. Well, listen, kill yourself on the weekend. Don't slow everybody down who's trying to get to work. Hey, are you there? 201. Good afternoon. Thank you for being patient. Are you there? 201.
Yes, hello, sir.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
Good. Just chopping up a few topics here on a Thursday. Where do you want to chime in?
I'd like to chime in on the domestic terrorism bill.
Can you come a little closer to the phone, sir? You sound like you're in some type of tunnel or something. I want to hear what you're saying.
I'm sorry about. Let me take the headphones off.
Yes,
I'm sorry
sir.
about
Yes,
that.
sir. Take the African headset off so we can get right to it. Please.
Yes, sir. Can you hear me
There
now?
you go. There you go. Yes, sir. What do you want to say now?
Perfect. No, so yeah, regarding the domestic terrorism bill, it's I've seen your content, and I always try to look at life a little bit more objectively now, so I do appreciate that.
Okay.
So I see both sides of the spectrum. One side of the spectrum, of course, you see the family members who had this tragedy happen to their children. I have no child.
Okay.
So I can't sit here and say, I know where a parent's coming from, but you can see, somebody lost their baby to some lunatic. Yeah. So you can see that, and people already off the hip, what can we do? What government program can help us stop violence like this? But at the end of the day, too, I also come from the other side as well, too. I'm 26, so usually I would vote conservative, but I guess I've kind of leaned towards more libertarianism.
Okay.
I don't know. So the thing is, I actually agree with what you said with the caller before, saying that schools should have, if they ask the parents to fund a private security, I think that would be great. Because
that was actually my suggestion, because, if we're so quick to respond and say something has to be done, we have to hold the mirror up to ourselves and say, well, what are our priorities as a nation? If we look at different countries where the children's IQs are far more advanced than Americans, I mean, are children really the future here? Just a suggestion. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but go ahead.
Right. I always defer to men who are old, just people who are older than me, just because you guys lived longer, you know. So
it doesn't mean we're smarter. Don't ever think because somebody is older they're smarter. You got a lot of dumb fucks, you know, baby boomers, dumb as shit. But go ahead.
Yeah, you know, because that's the thing. I mean, you're right. You're hitting all the points. You know, we are, you know, one of the fattest countries in the world, one of the dumbest countries in the world, and we're damn near at last place in a lot of areas compared to other countries in the world. Primarily,
But I am pro-America. Don't get it twisted. I don't see the glass as halfway empty. I love this country. My father fought in World War II. I'm not kicking dirt upon us. I'm just, you know, saying, hey, this is who we are. You know, let's not talk about taking guns out of the homes. But come on and finish up, man. I got some more calls I'm going to get to, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Because don't get me wrong. Listen, America, I believe people take America for granted. I think the problem is you know, we've taken the response of, you know, oh, a tragedy happened and, you know, we're quick to look for the government for solutions. But every time we look to the government for an extra solution, the problem just gets usually just worse.
Yeah,
which is why I always thought about, you know, people, if we put problems in people's hands and force us to, you know, say, hey, listen, you got to figure this crap out yourself. Eventually, people will get into the mode how we were in the old days, you know, where we figured shit out ourselves. I'm sorry for the language. Sorry about that.
Okay.
We would figure stuff out for ourselves, but the problem is we've relied on the government too much. And I believe privatized people are competent. Adults are more competent enough to take care of their own communities.
Yeah.
You know, so that's why I believe privatized stuff are better than publicly funded stuff.
I would agree, too.
That's just my 2 cents on it.
Thank you for your call, and thank you for your donation, man. Have a great day.
Also, real quick question, Star. What do you do for your teeth? Like, I don't mean to just, I know that's off topic, but what do you do for your teeth to whiten it up to smile a little more? I'd like to take some tips.
Go online, type in Glow Kit, G-L-O, Glow Kit. I bleach my teeth once a month because I smoke cigars. These are my teeth, no caps, no veneers. Get a Glow Kit. And if you go on my IG page, you'll see me using it, and it lights up. You plug it in, you shit around your neck. But I got to go, man, all right? Glow Kit.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Hold on a second, guys. Oh, I got my main nigga on the trigger. Where is he? There you are, sir. Gene Richmond, a.k.a. number 9. Good afternoon, sir.
Well, here I am, and I am just splendid today. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. I'm talking about a few things. I'm sure you're up to speed with regards to the GOP shooting down the terrorism, domestic terrorism bill.
The Domestic Terrorism Act, yes.
Yes. Where do you want to start?
I mean, it's the typical political machinations in the House. This is the reason why the Republicans, of course, the Republican Party, have come to a stalemate, simply because we have already massive government overreach. Don't forget, we have a January 6th committee, which is on steroids right now, trying to pin everyone and everything, and our good friend Alex Jones to this so-called...
he's no friend of mine, sir. Slow it down. He's no friend of mine. No, slow that down.
Right, this so-called white nationalist conspiracy to take everyone down. But again, we don't need a domestic terrorism bill because again, there are various provisions and options.
Yes.
Set upon by the Justice Department.
Yeah.
And again, this so-called white nationalist, white supremacist terrorism, I think is a fallacy. I mean, are there racially based nationalist groups? Of course they are. They've been around lurking in the shadows for quite some time now. Is it a major catastrophic issue that we're suffering in our various cultures, in our various neighborhoods? Absolutely not. If you look at what black people suffer from in America today, it has nothing to do with white nationalism. Just look at the FBI statistics on crime rate in regards to crime, interracial crime, and crime based upon race with blacks in America.
Abortion.
Nothing to do with quote unquote white supremacists.
Right,
so again, this is a bill to just push more government overreach and more government oversight, if you will, in the day-to-day freedoms and liberties of American citizens. That's all it is.
Right. Now hang on a second, because I'm glad that you chimed in on this. With regards to the tragedy, and it was a tragedy, I'm not trying to in any way, shape, or form go past that. But Salvador Ramos, is his family, are they U.S. citizens? I haven't even heard anything about his mother, his grandfather, who they interviewed. Are they here legally? Because we're talking about a place where, most of those people in that area are of a certain culture, ethnicity. Is his family here legally? Salvador Ramos. Do you know?
Well, the town of Uvalde is about 72% Hispanic, primarily Mexican, El Salvadorian, and Guatemalan. So that is comprised of people from that make what they call a border town.
Yes.
In and around that area.
Thus the reason why I'm asking the question. Are they here legally?
From what I understand, he is a second generation American. He was born here, and his parents were born here. I believe his grandparents came over from Mexico, so he is a what we would call a bona fide American. But my question is, what does the LGBTQ community have to say about this? Because they've been very quiet. I've seen pictures of that boy in drag with panties on and dresses. You can find this online.
Hang on,
you can find me.
No, I think those pictures were debunked as not being him.
Listen. I saw pictures of a Hispanic boy in mini skirts and stockings and panties.
Yeah.
So wait, hold on.
It looked like him, but I was following the threads, and people saying that's not him. Stop it, unless it is him, and they're trying to throw us a curveball. Maybe he was transitioning. I don't know. What say you?
Well, again, so are you saying that I'm the only one that saw these pictures, or?
No, I saw them too.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'm not crazy.
You're not crazy. I just don't know the validity of the pictures. People have been saying that's not him, but go ahead.
Whew. Well, I looked at those pictures very, very closely. It might not be him. It looks like him. Dressed in mini skirts and heels and all these things. Yeah. So, I mean, if he was transitioning in a way, then the LGBTQ community has been pretty quiet. But again, it might not be him from what they're saying. Who knows?
Yeah.
But the reality is, the United States government sent in excess of over $48 billion overseas to aid in the so-called Ukrainian crisis, the war.
Right.
Now, if we take that $48 billion, allocate it through all the public schools throughout the nation, that is in excess of over $400,000 each school that they could pay for armed security presence. Not only that,
good point,
for sophisticated security access systems in their entrance and exit way.
Good point.
See, again, like people have been saying, there is a solution to this problem. But what we're forgetting here, we have also this very progressive state, the statists, and we also have the teachers' unions. That's what people aren't talking about. These teachers' unions have more power than the politicians that are in these municipalities.
Yeah.
And these teachers' unions rain down on these school systems like the Third Reich. They're vicious. They push their own policies and their own agendas simply to run the public school system. So we have to look at teachers' unions. I believe that are the ones that are keeping proper security methods in these schools.
Okay. Hey, man, good talking to you. Anything else you want to chime in on, or do you even care about this new Kendrick Lamar song that I heard? I think it's monumental. We Cried Together. Do you know it? Featuring Taylor Page.
Well, I didn't get a chance to listen to Kendrick Lamar. Okay. I mean, you know, like you said, if it's not about niggas killing niggas and doing dope, like why listen? Why listen? And also, I would like that $300 you owe me for the song.
All right, man. Good talking to you. Good talking to you.
That $300.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, man. Okay. All right. Gene Richmond, a.k.a. number 9, tapping in. All right, folks, hang on a second. I'm looking for someone's podcast. The showrunner. Hold on a second. Mark West Sports. Do you guys want to call in about the NBA playoffs? Where is my showrunner for Mark West Sports? Hold on, everybody. I know it's here somewhere. In the meantime, Ray Liotta has passed away, for those who, liked him as an actor, okay? On the screen right now, please make sure you follow Mr. Skylar Saunders on Instagram, okay? Raw Talk Real Deal got your donation. They need to hold gun shops accountable as accessories to these attacks. Let's face it, 90% of these gun dealers are white supremacists who want anarchy. I don't know about 90%. I mean, I believe in capitalism, value for value, free trade, non-restricted capitalism. So, there's a lot of people that are selling guns, even if they're not gun shop owners. You've got the black market. You've got people in the inner cities selling guns. But thank you for your donation. Crown King got your donation. Dismantle white supremacy, and we foundational black Americans will be fine. Thank you, Crown. I'm not too sure about that. The great John Wayne, once upon a time, said, I think it was a 1971 Playboy interview, which was very misconstrued. He said the blacks are good people, but we can't just turn everything over to them. Anybody know what I'm talking about? If you have no experience running the goddamn country, I mean, would it be better, Crown? Do you want to call in? I'm not saying white supremacy doesn't exist, but I don't know, man. I mean, I'm here in Georgia. Sometimes I feel a little uncomfortable around too many black people. I was fucked up, pardon me. Area code 908. Good afternoon, 908. Are you there? 908.
Hey, what's going on, Star? What's happening, man?
How are you, sir? We'll chime in the topics.
All right. This is I do the post up on Raw Talk, but I'm over here in Plainfield.
Okay.
Around the corner from where you used to live, brother.
Yes, sir.
Not brother. You're not my brother, but
That's
you know the deal.
Yes, sir. Where do you want to start, please?
But yeah. I mean, I used to live down in Conyers, Georgia, man.
Okay.
And I went to a couple of the gun shops, and most of them was redneck cowboy type motherfuckers who really didn't care.
You have to watch the F-bomb, sir. It's too early. Please slow down. Go ahead.
Yeah. So they didn't care about us. So I believe no one's talking about that part of the game. So if this kid goes in there and gets weapons and bullets and things of that nature and then goes on a rampage, they should be held accountable. But we all know that, the duty of a so-called white supremacist is to eradicate their enemies. So if you give them the ability to do that by going in there and purchasing and going on a rampage, you're doing their job for them. So that's how I think they figure it out. So now when we point fingers, they can say, well, we didn't know we didn't know he was going to do this. We didn't know he was going to go crazy.
Well, hang on a second. Stay with me. How long did you live in Conyers, Georgia, and why'd you move back to New Jersey? You're in New Jersey now?
Yeah. I'm born in Newark, so I'm a New Jersey head regardless. Okay. But I've been down Conyers for 3 years. So
why'd you move back? That's my question. Why'd you come down here and then move back? What happened?
Money-wise. Okay. Money-wise, man. It was more money up here. I design graphics and stuff, so it was more dealing up here with, the fashion and all that stuff. So I made more money up here than I would down there.
Okay, but now hang on a second. You said you went into a gun shop to buy a gun from what you perceive to be a redneck or white supremacist. What type of gun did you purchase?
Yeah. I mean, you know, they had their flags and banners hanging in, you know, in the background.
Okay.
And they look at you kind of, you know, suspect. You could still buy the guns back then, not now.
So he was willing to sell you a gun, and you suspected his flags, which could be just, you know, historical pride, but he was willing to sell you a gun.
Yeah. I mean, I would sell my enemy a gun.
No, sir. He was willing to sell you a gun. Did you purchase a gun from this perceived to be redneck?
No, I didn't purchase at the time.
Why not?
Actually.
Why not? Might you, and I'm just being objective, might you have had some type of felony from up north and it's on your record? And he said, hey, I wish I could. Why couldn't you buy the gun from the redneck?
Well, at the time, I was just looking at it as a strange situation. I caught myself, actually. You know what I mean? It was just like, okay, you know, I was going to buy the gun for home protection because, you know, being down there, you've seen some wild stuff, home invasions and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it just felt eerie, man. It was just like, you know, you get the side.
Sir, I have to say with all due respect, stop the cap. Stop the cap.
No, it's not cap.
Stop the cap.
Trust me.
I don't know you. I'm not trusting you. The redneck was willing to sell you the firearm.
Yeah. But what I'm saying is...
So he didn't hate you to the point of not wanting to do business with you.
No.
He said, I got what you need. You know, never mind my beard. Never mind.
Yeah, of course. That's the capitalism part. But don't they always give their enemies something so they can destroy themselves?
I'm fine with that.
Isn't that their MO?
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
That sounds like Nicky Barnes. That sounds like Alpo. That sounds like Guy Fisher. All the drug dealers that will sell you drugs to kill yourself and your fucking family, but you do business with them. I'm just being objective, sir. Go ahead. I'll let you finish up.
No doubt. But that's what I'm saying. That's the idea I see where nobody's addressing.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna let you address it and
They're
finish
not
up.
addressing that angle.
Okay.
Because everybody's putting it on the kid, his family, and stuff. Well, the one who sold him the gun, the one who sold him the bullets. You know what I'm saying? He's 18. Where did this come in? An 18-year-old fresh out, he can't even make real decisions, and you say, oh, he's capable of having a firearm. Okay. With plenty of bullets.
Hey, man, I appreciate your donation. I was just trying to be objective, you know. Hey, man.
I know, sir. You know, I follow you for years, bro. I know what it is. I know what it is, bro. You know, but
Faye was willing to sell you the gun. He said, I got it right here. I got the slugs, whatever you need.
Yeah, but,
you need a bulletproof vest. I got you. 40 cal, 50 cal. We got all that shit.
Hey, man, they'll sell us our own destruction if we buy our own destruction.
Yeah.
Hey, you know.
All right. Hey, man, salute.
It's
Thanks
crazy.
for calling. Salute.
All right, salute.
Oh, my goodness. Folks, as you know, I was a landlord in Hazleton, Pennsylvania for over 2 decades. I owned my own trailer park community. I purchased raw land, set up 5 trailer parks at first. 6 months later, I put 3 more. A year later, 10 more. I got up to the point where I had 87 trailer park homes, and I sold that business in 2017. Made great money, and I said, it's time to move on. I'm getting older. I don't want to fucking deal with the winters in Pennsylvania, you know, always moving, plowing snow, fixing a double Y when something happens. I don't know. I'm rambling. Pardon me. Guys on the screen, make sure that you go check out. Hang on. Is the volume working? Let me just make sure. Hold on. Okay. On Instagram, follow at Nisa F Baby. I say again, Nisa F Baby on Instagram. And also in my community section is her banner, which will take you directly to her YouTube channel. Okay? Please go there and leave a comment. You have to say, that nigga Star sent me. I'm trying to get traffic for my advertisers, okay? And also, I want to get these guys on the line. MarkWestSports.com. If you guys want to call in today, please send me an email, thehater1964@yahoo.com. I want to talk about the NBA Finals and the Boston Celtics in particular, okay? All right, guys, sit tight on the phones. I want to make sure I get to my donators. Mr. Pappy got your donation. Check, email, big nigga. Yes, Mr. Controversy. You sent me another email. Thank you. I think it was yesterday or this morning. Thank you. I will check that out. Thank you. Salute. Truck in Tay. I got your donation. No, sir. No, I don't, Mr. Controversy. But I'll show you. I guess maybe this when I'm on vacation. I mean, but please don't check me out like that, man. I don't go that way. Is that what this is about, man? Niggas checking me out on some weirdo shit. I deal with enough of that in the gym, man. Where the fuck you going, my nigga? Okay, hang on a second. Mark West Sports will do. Thank you very much. Okay, by the way, please excuse the ignorance. Okay, if you want to call in now, what is my number on the screen, guys? Can you call now? 323-870-3982. Okay, there you go. Quasi got your donation. Star, I think black Christians are the most hateful and racist people on this planet. Check your PayPal. I'm not going to go in on religion, you know. That's... Been there, done that, but thank you, Quasi. Blade says, I only said RIP because I thought Liotta might be one of your De Cavalcante relatives. I thought I saw a resemblance. This nigga always trying to snitch. Thank you, Blade, thank you. No, I'm not related to Ray Liotta. Blade, I got your other donation. Thank you. Andre got your donation. Star, do you still fire off shots on your porch? Yeah, I do. Sometimes you have to let people in your proximity know that, hey, I got some stopping power over here. What did I say? Today's Thursday? I think, not this week, last week. Last week, 2 o'clock in the morning, I went on the back porch. I was smoking a cigar. I pulled out Carucci. Boom, boom, boom. I let off 3, I think it was like 2 o'clock in the morning. And just to let niggas know. Fuck around, you'll lay down, okay? But thank you for your donation, sir. Battle, I got your donation. America has morphed into a nigger circus. Well, sir, I think we've all been niggerized. Cornel West said that on the Star and Buckwild show in 2001, right after 9/11. He said, we've all been niggerized. All right, but thank you for your donation. And Blade says Israel has schools that can withstand rocket attacks. And they were paid by U.S. tax dollars. Oh, okay, Blade always taking shots at the small hats. Hold on a second, guys. Area code 912. Good afternoon. Are you there, 912? We're talking about a few things.
Yeah. Hold on.
Senate, GOP, gun reform.
Hey.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yeah, man. I was calling to say, first off, with the Kendrick Lamar thing, man, that dude, I've been a fan of his since 2011.
Okay.
And that dude straight up sold out this album.
Ooh.
He sold out to the LGBT. Last album, he was claiming to be an Israelite, and Star, about the Israelite.
Yeah.
Okay?
I got family in
He was claiming to be an Israelite.
Go ahead.
Yeah. He was claiming to be an Israelite, and all this stuff, and he came back pushing LGBT propaganda all over this album. And what's coming out is that most of the people that love this album are LGBT.
Okay. Now, hang on a sec. Hang on. I have not heard the entire album. I'm just focused on this this one track that I think is fire. It's called.
Now I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep it 100.
Sir, hold on a second. It's called "We Cry Together" featuring Taylor Page. It reminded me of "Fire and Desire" by Tina Marie and Rick James, just a newer version, and of course, a couple addressing each other in more modern terms. Am I wrong? And who wrote her lines, or did she write them? Please.
Well, I think Kendrick Lamar wrote it because he also wrote for Baby Keem, and he coming up with his whole label PG Lane. So he's doing a lot. He's trying to get a lot of artists and move them to his label.
Okay.
But at the same time, you have songs like "We Cry Together" on the album, which is amazing.
Yeah.
But the LGBT propaganda is just too strong for somebody who was claiming it to be an Israelite.
Okay, now hang on a second. I don't know what you're talking about per se. Can you, without being too graphic, can you tell us what you're talking about? Because I did see a couple of people say that.
He straight up said things like, "Oh, my mama, my auntie ate vagina, and now she a man now."
Okay.
He straight up said things like that. "Oh, my auntie is a man because him and her girlfriend is holding hands." And then he said things like, "Oh, now my cousin is a girl. My boy cousin is a girl now." So it threw me off as a fan. It pissed me off because I woke up waiting for his album.
Okay.
I woke up cheering, and it was a great day for his album. But it's a lot of LGBT propaganda, and a lot of old Kendrick Lamar fans are pushing off of the album.
Okay.
But a lot of the LGBT is pushing the album.
Now, hang on a second. Stay with me. I appreciate you breaking this down. Hang on. I want to say this.
Short song, yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the day, Kendrick Lamar is a businessman. He's an artist. He's got to get that newer crop. You can't just rely on the same people that love something that you did a couple of years back. I'm the prime example. I don't want to hear about some nigga from Hot 97, Power 105. Fuck out of here. Bang, you're gone. Let's talk about the new shit. So he's a he's a businessman. I have not heard the new album, but what are you saying? Are you saying it's trash? He's sold out? Go ahead.
Oh, it's mediocre.
Okay.
It's mediocre. Far as fuck Kendrick Lamar, we consider Kendrick Lamar like the next Tupac.
Yeah, you have to watch that F-bomb, sir, else I can't have you on the show in the afternoon. Please, no F-bombs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Come on.
We considered Kendrick Lamar the next Tupac. The day his album dropped, I went to my weed man and I was talking to my weed man, and even my weed man considered Kendrick Lamar the next Tupac.
Okay.
So for him to just sell out the way he did, it really fucked up. Excuse my language. It really messed.
I'm sorry. Folks, I'm sorry. I can't have him on there cursing. I was enjoying the conversation. This is a business. You have to monitor what you say. You just can't F-bomb. You can say nigga all day, every day. Give me a second, guys. And folks, please stop with that, the new Tupac. There's never, ever going to be a new Tupac. Please stop it. I'm not even going to go into that right now, but if you're just now joining me, I'm really enjoying this new track by Kendrick Lamar and Taylor Page. It's called "We Cry Together." Reminded me of, I hate to keep going back, Rick James and Tina Marie's "Fire and Desire," Did Kendrick Lamar write Taylor Page's verses? The way she flipped it was crazy. Folks, on the screen, let me make sure I promote some of my sponsors here again. MarkWestSports.com. This is one of my new sponsors. They've got a YouTube channel as well, Mark West Sports. And they put up content pretty consistently. That's a good thing. We have to help them get their subscribers up. They're from South Florida, okay? And in my communities section is a direct link to their page, okay? Also, let me, I'm going to take a few more calls. But I do want to talk about the 9 now confirmed monkeypox cases here in America. 9, okay? Anthony got your donation supporting the machine. Keep the good content coming. Thank you, sir. Kid London tapping in. Joe Garcia, the husband of Iron Garcia. Okay. 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 Someone just died of a heart attack? Okay. Thank you for the donation, Kid London. The husband of one of the Uvalde teachers killed in the school just died of a heart attack. Yeah, it's tragic, man. I mean, children, innocent. I don't even want to talk about what may have been going through their heads. A lunatic comes in the goddamn room and starts shooting. I think his parents, his mother, who he was not living with, she should be dragged in, put a flashlight in her ass. The grandfather, I saw the grandfather walking away saying, I don't know, he did, we didn't talk. Well, get over here. Let's put the steel bracelets on you. We'll get to the bottom of this. Thank you, Kid London, for your donation. Lucy Lou tapping in. Where are the people from last week saying respect the shooter, ? I dare those pieces of shit to say it now. Lucy, they do say it when black people get shot. Black people say it, you know? Sadly. Thank you for your donation. Alphabet Community, thank you for turning the Star Report into a safe zone for us where Zach Lee, Rory, Clown, and Gangster of Love can be free to talk on all bussy topics. You see, that's evolving with the times. That's adjusting the margins. This is a business. For those who remember the Star and Buck Wild show, we used to give a hell to people from the LGBT community back in the days. I'm not even going to repeat what I used to say back then. Thank you for your donation. Ricardo got your donation. Star, the album is monumental. We need that review. RZA's domestic violence is the blueprint to We Cry. Can you send me a link to RZA's domestic violence? I'm sure I've heard it. That's my guy, RZA. Rob Lowe 2000, Star, what about the gay Tupac? ? PKA Zach Lee. Hold on a second, guys. I have to promote my platform. SnitchNetwork.org. Oh, I do community work. Don't ever get it fucked up. I work with families to try and get resolve nationwide. SnitchNetwork.org. That website updates every couple of hours. New stories, all right? And nobody cares about Colin Kaepernick working out with the Las Vegas Raiders, but I did have the story if anybody wanted to talk about it. Troll Baby, I hope you know that when you drop dead, Star, we Troll Babies will be raising money for Ice-T to read your eulogy. And he will call you beloved and brother. There will be no service for me. The person who will be in control of my estate when I die, there's strict regulations. That person will not get any money if that person allows a religious service to take place. I'm a non-believer in the theory of God. I'm an atheist. That would be disrespectful to me, my legacy, for people to stand in a church, temple, and or synagogue and to read from, scrolls or things that I don't subscribe to. Thank you for your donation. Barefoot Mango Eater sends a donation. The government does not care about you nor your child's safety. They only care about your compliance and collecting taxes. Okay. Well, how about this? How about this for those who know the Bill of Rights and who know the Constitution? Now, I'm a high school dropout, but in the 70s, again, I went to some really good schools. And I learned mid to late 70s because we had to do reports on the Bill of Rights. The government's main function is to protect your rights. Protect my rights. So when you say the government does not care about you nor your child, to some degree you're right, nor should it. The function of government is to protect my rights. I don't need you to give me a handout. Let me take part in this system of capitalism and free trade, but I don't need you to give me a job. Thank you for your donation. And T sends it a donation. Star, rest in peace. I'm not going to read that. You're talking about Ray Liotta. He's not related to me, to my knowledge. Niggas die every day, B. Nobody cares. Nobody cared when Max Julian died, so why would I care about a dead WAP? Oh, Jesus. Thank you for your donation. Area code 303, are you there? Good afternoon, 303.
Good afternoon, sir. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing, sir. How about yourself?
Not bad. Just calling in talking about that Uvalde situation, tragic as it is.
I'm more so focusing on the Senate Republicans that have shot down the new bill, terrorism, stuff like that.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
We've been seeing too much overreach.
Come on.
We've been seeing way too much overreach. I think when people hear about bills, they hear the tag name of the bill, but don't read elements of the bill.
Right.
So if they say something like, for instance, reparations, yeah, let's vote for that. But it might just be free toilet paper to, Chinese homeless kids. You have to read the bill, see the language of the bill, watch it develop through the Senate.
Right.
Not just say, oh, it sounds good.
Very well said.
We've been victim to that for a very long time.
Very well said. Yeah.
So as far as I understand, that really is relevant to your ability to speak out about what you don't like about your local and or federal government, which would classify you as domestic terrorist. Kind of like we saw them talking back when Black Lives Matter were doing their thing 3 summers ago.
Yeah.
So I think we need to look ahead down the line and see what the ultimate plan is. If you don't mind, I kind of wanted to veer off from there and talk about what they're also talking about in terms of new gun legislation because of this tragedy, the ones that's happened recently, especially in Buffalo.
Go ahead.
For some reason, when these things happen, we look to gun control, which quite frankly is impossible. There are too many guns. You can make your own guns. You can 3D print guns. There's no way you're going to take all the guns away.
Yeah.
No way. Second, we've been having this happen since Columbine. I live in Columbine. I actually live pretty close to Columbine.
Okay.
And ever since then, no one ever decided to dedicate the same materials the Chinese food place down the street got.
Right.
A bulletproof window. Or perhaps lock the door. And you talk about private security. I have relatives in other states who are affluent, and they have armed people in their schools. Mm-hmm. Volunteers, fathers who are ex-military, who come there and volunteer who are armed. So that's a possibility. But at very least, get these children some bulletproof windows, bulletproof doors, and lock the doors.
It's sad that it has to come to that, but, and I like... I like where you're going. It's sad that it has to come to that, but, if you ask me, more people need to be armed. This is America. Let's not let's not kid ourselves. We need more guns. I want my neighbor.
No, you're absolutely right.
I want my neighbor to have a gun. I want the person adjacent to me to have a gun. I want anybody who comes into this goddamn neighborhood to know we've got guns. We'll lay you the F down if you even think about doing a B&E, breaking and entering, pushing in the door. You're going to get dealt with. You won't even get off you won't even get out of the cul-de-sac without getting shot. Go ahead.
I live in Colorado.
Okay.
And, like I said, I called it before. I'm from New Jersey, around your way.
Okay.
I grew up with a different type of gun culture, but I've been out here so long that I'm really two-way. I go to the range a lot. I'm all about that. Mm-hmm. And once you actually get into the culture, you see things differently.
Yeah.
When I go into a gun store, no matter who's behind the counter, I never think these people are white supremacists. I shoot a lot. And that's never been my experience.
Right.
I think that, when you come from a weird gun culture like New Jersey, Philadelphia, or New York, they really make you think if you're black, you're incompetent. Like a gun's going to shoot you just in your pocket or make you feel like a criminal if you have one.
Right.
When the reality is, if you're a grown person, male or female, you have the capability and the responsibility to your creator, whoever you think that is, to protect your own life. That's a God-given right.
Yeah.
So, and as far as living somewhere where there's a great gun culture, because here you can open carry, pretty much most things are legal, and most people have less crime. You're not going to break in somebody's house if you think you're going to get shot.
Yeah.
You're not going to carjack somebody if you think you're going to get shot. That's what I got to say.
Hang on. Did you say you're from New Jersey originally and you went down to Colorado?
Yeah, I'm from Springfield.
Okay. I even think to some degree they should allow people in the New York tri-state area to have guns because, it has been such a cool thing that people have always said, yeah, we used to rob people. You robbed people in a goddamn state where the average person couldn't carry a gun. That shit wouldn't fly down south. You wouldn't have all these stick-up kids down south.
It doesn't. I lived in Raleigh back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
Right.
And everybody had it. Back then, no, you wasn't going to do all that. Yeah. You actually had fist fights because everybody had guns.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You couldn't just wild out. Whereas, New Jersey, Newark, East Orange, Irvington, Trenton, Camden.
Yeah. Vauxhall, Roselle.
Plainfield, excuse me, but a lot of places where basically the bad man was the only cat who had some jinky gun he got from down south anyway.
Right.
And you couldn't stop him.
Right.
And it's the same thing with the mafia in Newark and East Orange with heroin.
Yeah.
The only reason they were able to enforce that is because they had guns. You couldn't run off the block. And I think what I wanted to say about that is back in the day, my grandfather, he owned the biggest grocery store in Newark.
Okay.
Independent grocery store.
Okay.
Okay, right there on Springfield Avenue, kind of across from the projects.
Okay.
And, they had the Newark riots. Now, during the Newark riots, the people were able to fight toe-to-toe with the National Guard for weeks. And that's where all that gun control comes from. They don't want you to be able to protect yourself.
Yeah.
And that's why we had such a drug problem after that time period, because the men in the house, you couldn't clear nobody off the block. What you want to do? If I'm going off the block, they're going to shoot at you.
Right.
And if you look at all the metropolitan Democratic-run cities where it's black people, it's the same scenario. Mm-hmm. But when you go down south, when you go out west, there's a gun culture, less crime, way less crime, way less instances of black men getting mistreated, mishandled.
People talk a little more respectful to each other. If you think somebody else has got a gun.
It keeps people honest.
Yeah.
It keeps people honest.
All that up north aggression shit, that don't fly down here.
And it does. And it's a different culture. My daughter, she's real young. She's under 5. Mm-hmm. I'm looking forward to putting on the 3-gun team as soon as she gets to be 7.
Nice.
It's just, I think the black folks need to get into the culture, see it as something different.
Yeah.
Because our grandfathers, grandmas, they always packing.
Man.
It was all packing. We the only...
My father always carried a gun in the 70s. He was from North Carolina, up in New Jersey. He always had a gun up under the seat.
No. I mean, because like I said, my grandfather owned the store.
Right.
My father owned the pool hall, Springfield Avenue. They always had their pieces, but
Right.
Right.
Hey, man, good to talk to you. Thank you for the conversation.
Likewise.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Yes, sir. Okay. All right. Guys, I got to get to some of these Cash Apps and PayPals. Thank you for supporting the machine. If you're in the live chat, we ask you to hit the like tab, to help the video get some circulation. This topic is very much of interest to me, and I know many of you as well. Hold on a second. On the screen is my email address for advertising, sponsorship, things like that. If you want to get what we call premium placement, okay, there's my email address. And to any of my sponsors who are watching right now, if you want to call in, please feel free to email me, and let's get you on the line to promote. Robert, I got your donation. What's cracking, Troy? Nice hat we gave the Heat. Okay, that work. Hold on, let me just open this up. We gave them that work. Had them looking shook on the bench. Respect the Waterford Island. Okay, listening from afar. We have no guns. We have no guns here. So what we see there is both shocking and confusing. No, it's not. No, it's not. I thank you for your donation, but the bobbies and the peelers, depending on where you are. What would you say you are again? Okay, you're in Ireland. You guys have done so much killing for thousands of years to the point where you've got people conditioned to look down upon others who carry guns. Yes, America is the land of savages and so on and so forth, uncultured. But this is the land of capitalism. You guys pay taxes through your ass. Through your ass. You do kill each other over there in savage fashion as well. But you do it with knives. And, you're in Ireland. I forget what they call the police in Ireland, but in England, the bobbies, they used to be called the peelers because of Sir Robert Peel. They do have access to guns in their glove boxes, and they have special teams that will come out and lay them down in England and areas of such. But you have created this thought that, a gun? What is wrong with you? Are you mad? What do you need a gun for? To some degree, I respect that, but don't get it twisted. You guys are savages as well. But thank you for your donation. Donnie got your donation. The monkeypox are crazy looking. Yeah, they are. They most certainly are. Blade says, sounds like number 9 was getting hot and bothered looking at those pictures of the shooter, or what he perceived to be the shooter. Yeah. Thank you, Blade, for your donation. Battle says, wait, are we already looking for the boy? Question mark. Hashtag per. Dimpzilla. That song is fire, 862. Where is Dimpzilla? Dimpzilla, is that you, sir? Area code 862. Dimpzilla.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How are you,
man?
What's up, Star? Hey, man, thank you for your support. What's cracking?
No problem. Man, that song is fire, man. That was the only song I repeated on the whole album.
Did he write her parts? Kendrick Lamar, did he write the parts for the female?
I don't know, but she was so emotionally driven when she did the verse. It sounded like she wrote it herself. Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
It made me want to choke.
That's what it sounds like. But listen, I'm looking to you guys who really know Kendrick, to tell me whether he wrote that or whether she wrote. I have a feeling he wrote her bars the same way Rick James wrote Tina Marie's bars for Fire and Desire.
Right, because it was so lyrical and it was so good that it made me want to choke her. I was getting angry at the song. That's how emotionally driven I was listening to it. like she was doing it so good that I'm like, Kendrick, fight back. Like, I want him to say something back to her. Like, that's how great the song is.
Good song. Really good song. Yeah. Now, are you a Kendrick fan? Because a couple of people, I've seen them saying Kendrick sold out something with the LGBTQ plus stuff. What is that all about?
I really loved his Damn album, the one before.
Okay.
But with this album, he was right, man. It gets kind of weird.
Okay.
Because he even spoke about his uncle. He even spoke about his uncle allegedly touching him.
Oh, Jesus.
But he didn't really do it. And then the family whooped the uncle ass. I'm like, what?
Hang on. Kendrick said his uncle touched him, or say that again?
When he was a child, the family was accusing the uncle for touching Kendrick.
Okay.
Kendrick told them no, he didn't touch me, but they didn't believe him. So they beat the uncle ass for allegedly touching him.
Okay, so that's it. That's on the new album, is what you're saying.
Yes, yes. And then
and you don't like him bringing that up? I mean, it's a common story now. People are coming out and speaking about, things when they were younger. I mean, maybe he's just relating to the audience. Maybe, hey, I've got to keep this machine going. I'm paying people. I've got to sell more units. I have to come out the gate and outsell Uzi Vert and Future and all these other guys. I got to connect to the people who just happen to be LGBTQ plus for the most part. What do you think?
Yeah, I don't see Kendrick doing that. Like maybe Young Thug doing that, wearing a dress so he can outsell the next artist. I can't see Kendrick doing that so he can sell, more than 6ix9ine or, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
It's just very weird that he went through this angle where he talked about the gay cousin and his uncle. I guess his uncle was a weirdo. I don't know. It like even academics said it was a lot of cringy things with the album.
Okay.
The tracks. Even he admitted he said that.
Yeah. Henny-demics.
Same thing with me. Huh?
Okay,
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. What kind of made me cringe too was with the girl Nisa F. Baby. She's so thick, but she like a stud.
Oh, you're talking about one of my sponsors. Hold on a second. Let me put her information on the screen. Now, did you check out her music, Nisa F. Baby, on the screen right now? Did you check out the music?
I checked it out, man. I checked out the video. Cool video.
Okay.
But she was so thick, I was confused. I don't know if she's sneak dicking or is she a lesbian.
Well, does it matter if you like the music? Who cares?
Huh?
If you like the music, who cares, man?
Yeah, but then she's like, I got a fat ass. I'm like, wait, what's going on? Like, I don't know. I was really confused with that.
Okay.
Okay. I wanted to slide on her DM. She local, but I don't know. She might put up the woman.
Now, hang on.
Yeah,
hang on. Okay. Are you confused? Are you confused or are you curious? Keep it real.
I'm confused. I'm not curious. I'm confused. I'm not. That's it.
All right. Hey, man, thanks for the call. Thank you, man. Thank you for your donation.
All right, thanks, Doc.
Yes, sir. Okay. I'm curious about your loving. I'm curious. Know what's on your mind. Hang on a second. I got to make sure I promote one of my sponsors here. Everybody slow down. Goddamn, slow down. On the screen right now, www.creditwizpro.com. They can give you a free consultation if you say, I'm here because Star mentioned you, okay? They can help you with liens, charge-offs, foreclosures, student loans, late payments, judgments, child support, bankruptcies, and more. Again, creditwizpro.com. The phone number is area code 312-420-1050. I say again, area code 312-420-1050. You'll get a free consultation if you mention I'm here because of the Star Report, okay? Now, let me go to, make sure I'm not missing any super chats. Thank you, Battle, okay? Gangsta of Love, thank you for tapping in. He says, Public Enemy Said F. John Wayne. Mike, are you calling in? Hold on a second. I need somebody to talk about this. Yeah, you're talking about the Public Enemy track. Elvis was a hero to most, but he never meant shit to me. You see, straight up sucker. Simple and plain, mother FMN John Wayne. Well, I don't know about that. You know, Elvis, that was my guy. A great gospel singer, too. But thank you for your donation. Gangs of love. But was the mark? We're going to kick the guy. Okay, I'm not interested in that. Okay, I'll check that out later on. Is it Glenice? Hi, Glenice. Thank you for your donation. Aaron, which Aaron is that? Is that Aaron who's been calling in? Aaron 202. Is that Aaron from Florida? Aaron?
You hear me?
Hey, which Aaron is this? I know
Hello?
a couple. Which Aaron are you?
This is Aaron that's been calling in the last couple of days.
Okay, good to hear from you, man. Now, listen, I know a few Aarons. What should I call you, or where are you? Because you got your name spelled different from how it is in the
Kansas
Cash App.
City.
Okay, let me write that down. Good to hear from you, man.
Kansas City.
Thank you for your donation. What's
It's
cracking?
good to hear from you. It's so interesting that you're talking about the good Republicans who are blocking this bill, this domestic terrorism bill, because it's funny. One of your listeners just made a video on something I said on your show about reporting me to the FBI.
Well, hang on a second, sir. Don't mention anyone's name. Don't mention anyone's name.
I won't mention.
If that person is on the line, you guys can talk, but I don't want to do that sort of back and forth. I appreciate your donation. I am an objectivist. I usually vote conservative.
Yeah.
I'm an old school conservative going back to the days of Barry Goldwater. But with regards to, where we are now and the bill that was just shot down by the Republicans, where do you want to chime in?
Well, I would say that if so we would all be locked up. I know you would be locked up under the bill. I would be locked up under the bill. Anybody that has an opinion that you said is relatively objective and doesn't just jock ride on the latest social media trend would probably, like what happened in Texas 2 days ago, like all the people sad about that, just jumping on the next bandwagon, by the way. Like we would all be locked up, right? Because we have opinions.
Right.
No, like we have opinions that are not considered quote unquote mainstream. Right. So like, yeah. So, yeah, I would definitely be locked up under that bill. I mean, it's funny, but because I would say that we are the majority in the United States of America, people with our opinions. And when I say our opinions, I mean people that are pro-America and pro-family, pro-God, pro-gun, all the normal stuff, all the stuff that people, pro-patriarchy, people who are normal, right? We would all be locked up. So right now we have a government that is actively working against those people. It's not representing the will of what people in this country want, but they're only listening to the people that are the loudest, that they've empowered. They call them the useful idiots, I believe. But yeah, like not really surprised at this. My problem is when Republicans get in power, they don't try to do stuff like this, right? So I don't have a problem with these liberals are doing by trying to come after me or people who agree with me. My problem is that when Republicans get the ball, they don't seek to oppress the people that are trying to oppress them.
All right, now hang on a second. I forget how old you are. I'm writing down your information because, again, I know a few Aarons. You're from Kansas City. Are you in your late 20s? I forget.
Yeah, I'm 30. So
30,
remember,
okay.
I got introduced to your show through Florida Boy Jay.
Okay. All right. So hang on a second. Now, in terms of, Republicans, the left, today's media machines are very extreme, and there was a time when voting was a private thing. People weren't so quick to say, I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican, yada, yada, yada. So there's a lot of blaming each other, which is the reason why I need a break sometimes from just any type of political forums, whether they be obscure platforms, which is what I usually go to, or even the bigger ones. So now the bill that was just shot down by the by the GOP, the domestic terrorist bill. Republicans say that there are plenty of laws in existence already to prosecute white supremacists and that the current bill would give too much power to the justice system. That's my concern, that the justice system would have too much power, be able to come into our homes as they can already do since 9/11 by way of the Patriot Act without even telling us they were in our homes searching. That's my concern. The other things, caveats, that would have to be worked out. So where do you stand on all of that? I know I just said a lot, but where do you stand?
Well, first off, the people who, so from your first point, you said that there were people back in the, 30, you remember a day where people didn't talk about politics.
Well,
okay?
It was a private
thing.
thing.
Are over.
Voting was private.
Okay.
Who you voted for was private.
It was a private thing.
Right.
Because they lived in better times. When we're already to a point to where all of these corporations and all of these, so next month is the Pride Month, right? Mm-hmm. Every corporation will be waving that flag, right? Every single corporation. Now, a lot of them refuse to wave the American flag, right? But they'll wave that flag.
Right.
So we've already become radicalized by the people who are in the by this loud minority in the elites. So what I would say is this. So first off, you said white supremacist, right? That's a buzzword that doesn't really mean anything. I mean, I think that there's an open war. I don't think you can be American and anti-white, right? Like, it's funny because I hear a lot of people that call in this show, oh, well, I didn't want to go buy a gun because of the rednecks and the white man.
Well, don't try and judge the audience because you would be wrong to do that. Don't try to marginalize the audience. Hang on. By one or two callers. This is the objective perspective. Okay. There are many people who don't even call in. So let's not try and act like one person represents the mindset of most of the callers. The term white supremacy, it's a reality. I don't let it hinder me or stop me. But good, you were saying.
I don't understand how people are walking around in America saying, I deserve freedom of speech. I deserve the right to bear arms. I deserve human rights, right? A concept created by white people. I don't understand how people are walking around with iPhones. You hate white supremacy? Go live in Botswana in a hut and get rid of your iPhone. I don't want to see you wearing another pair of Jordans that were designed by whites. I don't want to see you on YouTube, something that was created by whites. I want you to live it. I want you, because to me, you can't be American and say that I want these rights from the Constitution, freedom of speech, no peace, and then say that you're anti-white. Because all those concepts that you want in your mind came from white people. So I don't understand, I just don't get it. You can't be American and be anti-white.
Okay, so stop right there. Stop it there. Aaron, I appreciate your perspective. Thank you for your donation. Email me your number. I would like to get you on the show to address some of these other topics. But now, before you go, and you're a black man, yes?
Correct.
Okay. Do you acknowledge any of the creations here in America by black people, or do you just give white people credit for inventing everything?
Of course. But at the end of the day, I cannot sit up here, right, and eat a steak.
Right.
Hold on. I look at America. Let me make this analogy real quick. I look at America like a steak.
Okay.
Right. I cannot be eating a steak and then complain how the cow was killed from the steak that I'm eating. If you are black in this country, right, you went through a process, right, to get to the point to where you're enjoying what you're enjoying today. Because I've left America and I've been to third world countries, right?
Okay.
there is I am glad that the people that came before me went through what they went through.
The new term is developing nations, not third world countries. But go ahead. I know what you're saying.
But I'm just saying.
I know.
I know it's a place I don't want to live.
Right.
I know that. So I'm happy to be an American, and I will say this: that every place, every country, to build every single country out there, there is a process. Right?
Yeah.
There's a process
That's
of
right.
violence,
Yeah.
murder, slavery, oppression.
Mm-hmm.
No country was built on peace and love. Not one.
Yeah.
So I am glad that I live in the best country in the world, and I'm going to acknowledge that a cow had to get killed for me to eat my steak.
There you go.
That's just what it is.
There you go. Hey, man, thank you for your donation. Shoot me the email. Let's talk and get you back on for some of these future discussions, all right?
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Aaron. Thank you so much. Okay. Aaron tapping in. Hang on, guys. I'm looking for one of my sponsors to see if they're going to call in. And I got some other PayPal here from Stars Tranny Movie, Goofy Brooklyn Bum. Who else? Bronny James. Sit tight, guys. Sit tight. On the screen, please make sure you follow Peruvian Fly on YouTube. And Peruvian Fly, we need to talk, man. I want to see if I can assist you with your platform. Email me when you can so we can have that conversation, okay? And Sir Chi. Let me get Sir Chi on the line. Sir Chi, sit tight. I'll be right there. Sit tight, okay? We're having a good discussion here this afternoon. Jordan Wells, sit tight, Jordan. I see you. Sit tight, Jordan. Let me go to Sir Chi first. Are you there? Did I say that right, Sir Chi?
Yes, sir. What's going on, Star?
How are you, man? What's cracking?
San Francisco.
Okay. What's going on, big nigga?
Oh, man, big fan of the show. I want to say that Kendrick Lamar, We Cry Together, man, that's one of the hottest tracks, fam.
I'm feeling it. And I'm an old nigga. I'm feeling that.
I think the chick, Jordan Page, that's Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. That's his new chick. Jesse
Williams. Okay. He left his wife and the kids. That light skin.
Yeah. He had his whole
BET Awards.
Bad divorce.
That guy. Okay. So that's his new girl. Okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I think she wrote it. The other caller said that Kendrick wrote it. I think it was that situation. I think she put it in.
Are you
sure? But it was a great song that,
are you sure?
that I think that will stand the test of time.
Are you sure? I got Mike from According to Hip Hop calling in. He says Kendrick wrote her bars. Are you sure?
Mm-hmm. Well, that could happen too. I mean, it's one of the hottest tracks. I still like the Kodak Black tracks. I think those alone made the album.
Okay, I have not heard the Kodak Black track. I do know that Kodak Black was searching for his $10,000 Gucci lighter, but I haven't heard his track yet.
Yeah, that's the one that was the one.
Nigga shit.
And then my last thing on the Senate bill.
Go ahead.
Huh?
No, go ahead. I'm.
Oh yeah.
Well, go ahead.
And then my last thing was, hey man, I just think that Roy and Gangsta Love, man, I think they need to settle it, man, and get it to like a 69 battle. What do you think? Man, just like whoever nuts first wins.
Oh, easy. You can't be too graphic in the afternoon.
My bad.
But thank you for your donation.
Hey, can I sing Rory a song right quick before I go?
Say again.
Oh, can I sing Rory a song before I go?
As long as it's not profanity laced. Do you want to sing a song to Rory? You said yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Nothing you can do can make me untrue to my bussy. My bussy. Nothing Roy can say can make me feel to my bussy. That was that Mary Wells remix for Rory.
Gotcha.
He gets to send this to him.
Okay. Hey, man, thank you for your donation.
All right, Star.
Yes,
thanks,
sir.
Man.
Thank you. Okay. All right, hold on, guys. I got to get Mike from According to Hip Hop on the line. Where is Mike? Hold on. And somebody else is on hold. 678-522. Mike from According to Hip Hop. Is that you, sir? Mike.
Yes, sir. I'm here. How's it going, Star?
Okay, hold on one second, man. I got Jordan Wells on hold as well. Okay. This track that I'm really, really feeling, I'm nobody's fan, but I respect what Kendrick Lamar has done. The song reminded me, or it made me think about the monumental song by Rick James and Tina Marie, Fire and Desire, when two people just put so much emotion into a song, and it was just a monumental song. And I saw them perform it live, Madison Square Garden, 1982. Am I somewhat sort of going in the right direction? And who wrote her bars? Please.
Her bars are written by Kendrick, from what we're understanding, right? Right before Kendrick's album dropped, there was a whole bunch of leaks that came out showing all of the songs that Kendrick had ghostwritten. Okay. And stylistically, it just falls within the vein of, where Kendrick's going with the back and forth. But yeah, that song was a standout, man. I was on the road listening to the album, just kind of like, the first day it came out, just listening to it in succession. And then when that song came on, I was like, whoa. I had to rewind. I was like, yo, I gotta stop this and bring this back. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Now, hang on a second. Mike from According to Hip Hop. You have a huge platform. You guys go into detail. You do deep dives. Are you sure, sir, that Kendrick Lamar wrote the lines by that Taylor Page executed in the song We Cried Together? You sure?
Yes, I am sure.
Okay.
I am sure.
Okay.
Until proven otherwise, but she's an actress. So, and what me and Coop were talking about on our show, she's not even a rapper for real. So
yeah, she's an actress.
We were saying that this, yeah, she's an actress.
Yeah.
So this album was kind of put together like it was a play. And I think that, he was just the writer of this whole play, and this song fits right in it.
Do you know if they recorded their line or the song together? I mean, that would make more sense.
Now, that I don't know. It sounds like they did. Sounds like it was heated in there.
Sounds like they were both in, in front of microphones, maybe in different booths, talking to each other. I mean, it's really executed well. Go ahead, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I think Fire and Desire, by the way, is one of the greatest duets of all time, my personal opinion.
I saw them perform that live, Madison Square Garden. I was on coke when they were doing it. Shit was fire.
No, but the Kendrick album, man, it's getting mixed reviews, though. You got, I heard one of your callers say earlier, people think he's caping for, different groups and this and that.
He might be.
And he's kind of going on the deep end. Yeah. But, people who respect the writing respect where he's coming from with it. But I think a lot of people can't relate with some of the topics on there.
Yeah.
He's being called the Black Eminem for some of these topics.
I hate when they try to label somebody as a black version of a white person. I hate that.
Right.
They used to call me, I'm not even going to say what they used to call me, but just give him the credit he deserves, A black version of something.
I think it's a phenomenal writing on the album, and yeah, I think We Cry Together might be the best song on there.
Okay. Promote your platform, please, and what do you guys have new on your platform? Mike from According to Hip Hop.
Well, According to Hip Hop on YouTube, go subscribe. We're up to like 7,000 subscribers. I think last time I talked to you, Star, we were under 1,000. So, I appreciate you giving us a platform to promote our platform. But yeah, we're going to be.
So, are you saying the Star Report helped? What are you saying here? The Star Report helped you?
Yes, you definitely helped. You definitely helped. We really appreciate it too.
I appreciate you guys.
We're gonna be.
Get sir.
Of course, man. It's all love all around. But we're gonna be talking about Uvalde and JG and UGK's versus that's happening tonight. So we're going to be talking about that tomorrow.
Yeah. Hey, man, good to talk to you.
It was kind of,
Good to talk to you, Mike.
What's that? I'm sorry.
Good to talk to you.
Good talking to you, too, man.
Yes,
Appreciate
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Take care, okay. All right, hold on, guys. I got to bring the homie on. Wait a minute. Oh, shit. Wait a minute. Phones are going crazy this afternoon. Mr. Jordan Wells. Jordan, are you there, sir? Jordan Wells.
Hey, Star, how you doing? Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, man, thank you for being patient. I'm going to try and get my desk together. Just go ahead and talk, promote, do what you want to do. I'll be right here. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I just wanted to promote my new novel. It's called Madam President.
Yes.
It's a story about a fictional story, a thriller novel about the first woman president named Calissa Morrison. American people love her. She's very intelligent. Beautiful woman. and she's going through something behind the scenes. And what she's going through is actually her husband is abusing her behind the scenes. So it's really not a story in its totality about politics and the presidency, but it's a story about domestic violence and like pretty much a powerful position.
Okay, hold on one second. I just pulled up your banner. I want to see if I can get this on the screen while you're talking. So this is your new novel, Jordan Wells. This is about a black female president who's getting her ass beat by her husband. Am I understand you correctly?
So, yeah. So actually, what I did, I actually had to strategically. I put this in the book where I didn't reveal her ethnicity.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to create that division of black and white, making people believe that domestic violence only takes place like with black people and white people. I kind of wanted to make it more universal. So that people of all different backgrounds can relate to it.
Okay, hold on, stay there. I just found your banner.
Yeah.
Hold on. Tell me if you can see it if you're watching. Okay, Madam President, a novel by Jordan Wells. Okay, now available on Amazon. So Jordan, you can't tell us if she's black or not, getting her ass beat? Come on, man. You need people to buy this book. Give us something. Give us something, man.
Well, I do give certain features of what she looks like, but my thing is I really, and that's actually, some readers, they've been giving me great reviews of the book who've read the book already, and that's one of the main things that they bring up to me is that they love the fact that they don't know if she's African American or Caucasian, because I really didn't want to put it in there because I didn't want to get that backlash of like, oh, why did you make her African American? All African Americans aren't like that. Why did you make African American husband beat on this woman and all that stuff? So I basically avoided
Jordan Wells. I want the exclusive. Is Madam President black? Is she getting her ass beat by a black man? Come on, Jordan. Brand new book.
Well, okay, so for me, like when I talked to you about it before, like I in my mind, she was a Caucasian woman. Because I looked at it as like, I don't know if the first woman president is going to be African American. I don't know if that could ever in real life in America. I don't think that's going to happen. The first woman president, I don't think they're going to vote that in. So in my mind, I have.
It would make more sense if she were black and her husband was giving her tune-ups and he was black.
Yeah.
Bitch, you ain't all that. Pow. Out there stunting and fronting. Kissing all these white men on the cheek, and then give her a tune-up. Give her a tune-up behind the scenes. Am I doing too much?
I mean, that's what I wanted to avoid because I knew that that's what was going to happen, and I could just see it down the road. Like I could see if, let's say, this was a movie or TV show one day, I kind of have a feeling that they would specifically cast two actors that remotely resembles Barack Obama and Michelle Obama.
Talking down to me, you get up an old face, and you start skinning and grinning. Kool-Aid smiles.
Yeah.
Bitch.
Yeah, but I mean, so far, people who read it, they've been giving me great reviews, so I've just been pushing it and promoting it as much as I can, so I'm really happy about that.
So you're not going to say, Jordan Wells, your new novel available now on Amazon, you're not going to say if she's black or not. Do I understand you correctly?
No.
Okay.
I'm leaving that up to the readers.
But do you say in the book if she's...
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not in the book. It's not even in the book.
Well, then I'm going to say she's black then. Listen, you got to get some controversy. You got to get this novel to Tyler Perry's camp. Let him buy the rights.
Oh, I did. I submitted it. I sent it down to the studio.
Okay. Did they respond yet? Yeah. I know people over there. Did they respond yet?
They haven't, but they have a signed copy.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
I sent it to the studio. Yeah.
Let's talk behind the scenes. You should make the character black with Tyler Perry behind this, and she gets her ass beat. Oh, this would be lit, my nigga. This would be lit.
All right.
All right.
All right. I appreciate you, Star.
Good talking to you, man. All right.
You too.
All right. Jordan Wells tapping in. Folks, if you are an author and you have a book you want to promote, holler at me. Let's get this bag. Wait a second. Where's my goddamn email address? I take time with my sponsors and advertisers. Hold on. Yeah, first president getting eye jammies from her husband. And shit, that's a black bitch. Talking wild, disrespectful. Bitch, I'm up here pulling out your chair before you sit down and you talking spicy. The fuck? Please. Okay, pardon me. Bronny James, someone sent it a donation. Salute, Star. Why should I give up my pink toe for a cantalouper? What is it? I'm just going to say a lowlife. I don't want to say that. With a lopsided wig, dirty do-rag, and with the mouth, M-O-U-F, constantly poked out. Well, who says you have to? Okay, and this is, you're pretending to be LeBron James Jr. You're calling yourself Bronny James. Okay, well, your donation's a little late, pardon me. We already discussed that whole Bronny James thing. Talking crazy about black women, though. Thank you for your donation. Star's Tranny Movie sends it a donation. Commander Star, captain of the intergalactic Bussy cruiser, which travels through the alternate Bussy dimensions and encounters tranny aliens, which he... Okay, slow down. That's a little crazy, right? And the last super chat for right now, hold on a second. Goofy Brooklyn Bum. Star, we want premium black news, not this political shit. Talk about the black chicks fighting in JCPenney on the Grand Report. Oh, you saw that. Oh, my God. Folks, are you up to speed on the Grand Report? Do you know how many people I put onto that site? I've been promoting that site for years now, the Grand Report. Thank you, Papa Donna. We might discuss that tomorrow, Goofy Brooklyn Bum. If you want some premium black news, how about this? Troll Babies, has Kodak Black found his $10,000 Gucci lighter yet? I watched that video. I was so interested to know if he found the lighter. Kodak Black in the camera, stunt with all the jewelry on. He said, "Hey, man, where's my lighter, man? Where's my lighter, man?" Did he find the lighter? He said, "If I don't find that lighter, I'm using matches from now on." Thank you for your donation. Let me see. Okay, I spoke to Sir Chi. Okay, what year is that from? The RZA, Bobby Digital. Okay, 2009, domestic violence. Okay. I got to check that out. Thank you. Okay, rate and review your original calls package. I'm trying to see if anybody, one of my sports sponsors called in. Troy, I got your donation. Madam President is a black tranny with a zaddy. Oh, we didn't even consider that. Holy shit. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for your time this afternoon and discussing the topics. Please keep me up to speed on monkeypox. I know some people are saying, yo, that's fake news. Well, according to the CDC, monkeypox cases have now popped up in California, Florida, Massachusetts, New York, Utah, Virginia, and Washington, according to the CDC, okay? All right, you guys have a great day. What's left of it? Let me make sure I give some of my sponsors some shine. I want you to go check out Nisa F. Baby. Tell her I sent you. Check out her music, okay? I think the music is fire. We're going to get her to call in either tomorrow or next week, all right? Take care, folks.